Our next story takes you behind the curtains of the stage that is Pakistan. 4 men stand on it. Each plays a very different role. The first is Asim Munir, the general with absolute power. Then there's Shehbaz Sharif, the Prime Minister who speaks of peace but doesn't hold the reins. Then there's the Defence Minister, Khawaja Asif, blunt, unpredictable and always ready to provoke. And finally, the government spin doctor, Attaullah Tarar, carefully crafting the narrative that the army wants the world to hear. Together, these 4 men are steering Pakistan's response at this point, but only one of them is truly in command. Our next report tells you more.
General Asim Munir, Pakistan's army chief. And without a doubt, the most powerful man in the country. So it's no surprise that Munir has a clear vision for Pakistan's foreign policy. After all, the military is the one that calls the shots. It's what we're now calling the Munir Doctrine. The goal, cultivate a more moderate image for Pakistan. Position Islamabad as a middle power. Focus on geo-economic development as a core priority. But the Munir Doctrine had a far more ambitious agenda. A shift back to ideological maximalism over Kashmir, anchoring it in military determination and an Islamic nationalist narrative. Just days before the Pahalgam attack, Munir referred to Kashmir as Pakistan's jugular vein.
Government stance on Kashmir is absolutely clear. It was our jugular vein. It is our jugular vein. We will not forget it. And we will not leave our Kashmiri brethren in their heroic struggle, what they are waging against the Indian occupation.
And now he seems to have gone for it. Since the attack, Munir hasn't said much. He's not the loudest voice, but he is the one who controls the military apparatus. That means he has the final say on whether this conflict boils over. So it's clear that his will is law. But if Asif Munir is the one throwing logs onto the fire, Shehbaz Sharif is the guy trying to put it out. He is the country's prime minister, but there's a small problem. Sharif is not really in control, not in the way that you'd think. He talks about de-escalation and diplomacy, but the real power, military power that is, lies elsewhere. So Shehbaz Sharif is stuck between a rock and a hard place. He has to maintain an image of diplomacy and restraint, especially for the international community. But the reality is that he's beholden to the military establishment. So his words ring hollow most times.
Let this message be loud and clear for all and sundry. Peace is our preference, but must not be construed as our weakness. We will and we shall never compromise on our dignity and security of our beloved Pakistan.
Then there's Khawaja Asif, the country's defense minister. You'd think someone in his position would be calm and calculated, but that's everything Asif is not. He makes controversial statements and backtracks. He ramps up the nuclear saber rattling. He talks about doing America's dirty work.
Including Britain. Well, we have been doing this dirty work for the United States for about 3 decades, and West, including Britain.
But it's not just hot air. Khawaja Asif has a way of pushing Pakistan's rhetoric to the edge. And last, there's a new face making his mark. Attaullah Tarar, Pakistan's information minister. Think of him as the one who makes sure the narrative stays on course. At least the narrative the army wants you to hear. He plays the role of the apologist for the Pakistani state, trying to paint Pakistan as the victim no matter what happens. Tarar's job is to control the flow of information, and let's just say he's got a knack for it. After all, he was the one who took journalists on a junket to the LOC. Why? to dupe them into believing that terror camps don't exist.
Being a responsible state, Pakistan open-heartedly offered a credible, transparent, and independent investigation by a neutral commission of experts to ascertain the truth.
In theory, Pakistan is a democracy. In practice, it's just a stage. The script is written in Rawalpindi and it's acted out in Islamabad. While politicians talk peace, generals prepare for war. So while the world listens to Pakistan's civilian voices, it's the silence from the barracks that should worry us most. Because in Pakistan, it's not the noise that signals trouble, it's the orders being quietly carried out.
India struck Pakistan. These were precision airstrikes targeting 9 sites in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Operation Sindoor is India's military response to the Pahalgam terror attack. The operation was focused, measured, and non-escalatory.
Terror knows no boundaries. You start justifying terrorism, contextualizing terrorism, you refrain from taking action against terrorism, you will be hit by terrorism.